मनोरणीयान् महत्त्वमह्यानात्मस्य जन्तोर्निहितो गुहाया तमक्रतुः पश्यति वीतशोको धातुः प्रसादान् महिमानमात्मनान्।
ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। गणानां त्वा गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपवस्रवत्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सीदसादनम्। श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजनीवती दीनामभिद्रेवतु। गुरुब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। Welcome back to the episodes connected to the Katopanishad. We have covered the mantras up to first chapter, second Valli, up to number 19. Now we are proceeding with 20th mantra. Let me recite this in Sanskrit first, then its transliteration in English, and thereafter we will have brief explanation, and then wherever possible a detailed explanation. And this mantra seems to cover a wide range of informations and discussion. Therefore, we will make it into two strict parts. So I would call it as mantra number 20A, and thereafter next episode it will be 20B. So please connect these two and get a better understanding of this mantra's meaning and the detailed information that tries to pose in. Thank you. Now let me proceed with the mantra. Anoraniyan magato mahiyan atmastya jantor nihito guhayam tamagratu pashyati vidashobho dhadu prasadhan mahimanam atmanah. So, the transliteration portion of this mantra in English. Subtler of the subtlest, the infinitesimal, titanic of the titans, the pinnacles. Hidden self is habited, the cave of the hearts. Never can this be brought under this measure. Exists none to this as one that seconds, freed from the desires, puritan in senses. Blessed is he with tranquility in the abundance. Relieved is he, bereft of shallows and miseries. Just as a mantra, Atman is described as the subtler of the subtlest and the greatest of the great. This Atman is seated in the heart of every living being, one who is free from desire, who has been diverted from the externalism, the mind and the senses, which are called dhatus, become composed. One who relishes such experiences becomes absolved of the grief that the samsari endures during his lifetime. Now let us go into furthermore explanation of this mantra. This mantra explains the way that the mumukshu must get the sakshatkara of Atma within. Anor anihan makato mahiyan. It seems to be a statement very assertive and descriptive about Atman. But can Atman be elucidated in Vak and Vachana? It is not at all possible. The Atma is smaller than the atom and greater than the great. To feel, to express and to understand the greatness of a Vishaya is usually done through walk and mind. Is it possible to compute the size of Atman through these limited senses and sense organs? No. The Atman is smaller and smallest even bit of an atom, and the greater to the greatest of what one can conceive about. The atom and other great monumental both sound contrary to each other in bringing out a viable sense. The one that is subtle can never be gross. Human mind is capable of knowing a thing, the Vishaya, through a comparison and an analogy only. This is a natural tendency to be always objective in look. When the Atman is not an object and a Vishaya, it is really not to be gauged by the Indriyas and Buddhi. Atma asya janto nihita guhaya. The above described Atman takes shelter in the caves of the hearts of every sentient living. This is a cave that is very secretive, mysterious, disguised and cryptic part within the heart. Worth recalling from the last mantra that Gutam Anupravishtam Guha Hitam, that brings out the very same meaning. Here the Hridayam, the heart, does not refer to the biological heart that the sentients are in possession of. That is the pumping station of the blood through the body, what one understands physically. A reference taken from Dhara Vidya from Chandogya Upanishad reveals that the Sarira is a Brahmapuram and there is a lotus-like station called Daharakasham, a miniature microscopical space. This conceptualization can be understood better only when it is being initiated by a competent guru through Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. One must get away from the perishables, impermanent and liable to rot and objective world and transcend to an inner world, the Daharakasa, with an intent inquiry, and only then it could be made possible to have the Sakshatkara through a cleansed classical mind. This mystical Hridaya in Vedanta refers to the stationing of the nodal center and a convergence of all energies. All the nadis meet here. We have got more than 72 lakhs nadis, they say. All these nadis make a meeting point here. This is nodal point. This is the stationing point of Brahma Tattva. Let us peep into the subject a little more for our understanding. All pervasive brilliance of Brahman is said to reflect in heart center only through Buddhi, and this is reflections only. This is a part that is capacitated to reflect. This is given a shape like an inverted lotus, and within located is the miniature Akasha, the Daharakasha. Dahara means the light and very subtle. The brilliance of Brahman is received at the first instance by Buddhi, which is said to be around Adhyayakasa. From Buddhi, it shines the mind, and the mind in turn the Indriyas, and the Indriyas are able to catch the objects. Buddhi is associated element with Ahankara and the hardship within the mind, and that functions as a recorder is called Chit. When one refers to Daharakasa and the brilliance, it refers to Ishvara, the Adhyayam. When only the Akasha or the open space is referred to is a Brahman. Therefore, the Hridaya is a sthana or the station of Adhyayam, the Ishvara. This is a sthana or the station of prana that is understood as Ishvara with Upadhi. It is always inferable to say Hridaya as the stationing point of Buddhi. And let us now wait for the next episode. I will continue then. Thank you for now.